What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Dom, and this is Dom on Demand. You can call me Nick, you can call me whatever the hell you want. It's usually Nick, Dominic, Dom. Today we are talking about the best R&B singers of all time according to Billboard. Their top 75. Why 75? I don't know. Probably because they picked a lot of this shit out of a hat. Clearly. I mean, there's people on this list and there's people who are not on this list. Okay? Now, I had my thoughts about this, right? One of those thoughts was I don't agree with the top 5. One is okay, Stevie Wonder. But saying that it could be very like controversial and very like, it's not a popular thing to say. But hear me out when I say this. Shout out to my old brand name. But when I say that, it's only because I think the top 5 is so goated, right? And I'm gonna tell you who the top 5 is. The top 5 is Stevie Wonder is number 1, Aretha Franklin is number 2, Michael Jackson is number 3, Beyonce is 4, Whitney Houston is 5, right? Okay, then you move up to James Brown, number 6, Prince at number 7, Mariah Carey at number 8, R. Kelly at number 9, right? Now, I'm gonna get into the R. Kelly stuff in a few seconds. But I want to say the reason why I would not put Michael in there, I wouldn't put Beyonce in there, I wouldn't even put Prince in the top 10 of R&B. We're talking about strict R&B artists, people who have been true to the R&B, just R&B music solely. I don't like where Brandy is placed at. Brandy is placed very high. Brandy is placed very high when she shouldn't be. Brandy is 41. Aaliyah is 40. You know what I mean? And they got Maxwell at 38. Like I said again, Frank Ocean at 37. Frank Ocean, okay, like I said before, it's really not about the list. It's about who you got before certain people. So all I can do is argue about where people should be. Like Toni Braxton should not be 36. You should have known I've been hanging around you lately. Come on. Love Should Have Brought You Home Last Night by Toni Braxton. Unbreak My Heart by Toni Braxton. Breathe by Toni Braxton. He Wasn't Man Enough. Spanish guitar. Like, I'm just saying. They got Chris Brown at number 26. Chris Brown could have been bumped further down. Luther should not be 22. Luther should be top 10. The only reason why I think Prince them should be out of it, Prince, Beyonce, Michael, because it's especially, I would say Beyonce and Michael, is because they have dabbled into way more than one genre. They are, a lot of people have Stevie has 2, but specifically Beyonce and Michael, where Beyonce and Michael, right? I'm just taking those 2 for instance. Like Beyonce has Grammys, I think, in 5 different genres, right? Beyonce, she has done R&B, she has done pop, she has done country, she has done rap, and she has done gospel, right? She won, I think, for the Say Yes, Destiny's Child. I could be wrong about that, but she has done. She dabbles in jazz, everything. She dabbles everywhere. Michael is the same way. You know what I'm saying? Michael dabs in the R&B, pop, he rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. Beyonce has done rock. You know what I'm saying? So staying true to R&B, I think this was the time Billboard should have gave R&B artists that don't get appreciated as much as the Michaels and the Beyoncés and the Aretha Franklins and the Stevie Wonders. I would have bumped them out of the top 5 and let some other people shine this time, like Brandy. Monica is not even here. Am I tripping? Monica is not even on the list. Faith Evans is not on the list. What? Tyrese is not on the list. Now, the criteria. Let's see something here. I don't know what the criteria was. It says, it's got the names of all the people who voted or whatever, but I don't know who these people are. They need to redo it again. But it says staff discussions on how to go about determining the entries and rankings were, to say the least, heated. Helpful, a few of these illuminating and sometimes raucous discourses were generational debates over old school versus new school at the same time. Mount Rushmore debates were also ranging on social media, right? Now here's my thing about R. Kelly. Like Jackson, Chris Brown, Luther Vandross, R. Kelly. Truth be told, if this is outside of music, then R. Kelly should not be top 10, right? If this is strictly about music, R. Kelly is top 5, and he ain't number 5. I'm being honest. He would not be. R. Kelly's catalog is, to me, is what hits you when you come on. Mary J. Blige, I've been going off about this. There is no R&B. Mary J. Blige has given us, when I'm Going Down comes on, we don't do nothing but sing that at the top of our lungs when that come on. That requires the audience. She let us go. Real Love, Reminisce. You know what I'm saying? All I really want is to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like R&B to the core, deep inside. All that I can say is do 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 do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't. Come on, everybody, get on now. Family affair. Mary. Why would Mary? Mary should be top 10. Mary is number 1 for me, by the way. I just want to let you know that. Mary is number 1 for me. And if you're going to put R. Kelly on the list, you might as well go all the way. I'm a Beyonce stan. I'm a Michael stan. Pure R&B songs, I would not put them over R. Kelly or Brandy or Monica or, you know what I'm saying? Like, but apparently they said that the criteria is about the achievements or whatever, and the history and little things like that. Let me see if I can find the criteria today. Okay, so it's about the vocal prowess, the body of work, the career longevity, the industry achievements, and game-changing stuff, cultural moments and all that stuff. If we go by that, then the top 5 makes sense, right? Because Stevie, Michael, Beyonce, Aretha Franklin. Stevie, Aretha Franklin, Michael, Beyonce, yes. Whitney Houston, yes. That is bump Mariah down further. I wouldn't have put Beyonce over Mariah, even when it came to R&B. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I think Beyonce has dabbled into way more genres, probably that entire top 10. You know what I'm saying? Not just dabbled, but actually got recognition in those. Beyonce has won a Grammy for Best Traditional R&B Performance. She's won Best Female R&B Vocal. She's been nominated in R&B category, so we can't say she ain't R&B. Soul, she's been nominated in that. Aretha Franklin is the queen of soul. You know what I'm saying? But Aretha Franklin could do soul, R&B, jazz, pop. Aretha Franklin, that's why I said the top 5 should have just been removed. And we should have gave the flowers to the people who can really get it. You know what I'm saying? Should get it. Since y'all put R. Kelly on the list, now we have to just go by what y'all did. Y'all put him on here. And if it's not about music, it's about the criteria that y'all named, then I don't know how R. Kelly has. I wouldn't put R. Kelly there. If we're talking about just music catalog, R. Kelly is there. He would 100% be top 5. Absolutely. Mary, Brandy. Here's my top 5. Mary J. Blige, right? Brandy, Luther, Faith Evans, Toni Braxton. Now, we're talking about the core of R&B. To me, was the best and greatest in the 90s. So I'm using the 90s to do that. We don't have groups on here. We don't have SWV. A lot of them 90s R&B came from a lot of groups too. Escape, SWV, Destiny's Child. Beyonce was a part of Destiny's Child. It was nothing but really R&B that they really did until they crossed over and did like pop music. But it was R&B and stuff that they did first. But I'm just saying, I would remove them because I think that they are more goated in a bunch of more genres than just R&B. Michael Jackson is the king of pop. Beyonce was just named as the greatest 21st century pop artist of all time, right? There's a debate on if Bobby Brown is the king of R&B, right? Whitney would be turning over her damn grave right now. She do that. Man ain't even in the top 20, I don't think. Let me see. Isaac Hayes, I gotta say, they just threw him in there. Oh, come on, no disrespect. Rest in peace to the legend, Isaac Hayes. But come on. Outside of Shaft, don't nobody know a whole lot of Isaac Hayes R&B songs. So yeah, no, I wouldn't have put, I just threw that in there. So again, Usher should not, when it comes to Usher right now, I can't pick anybody. If it's not R. Kelly, the king of R&B to me would be Usher. Usher should be further down. In fact, I'm doing him a terrible disservice by not putting him in my top 5. See, this is what I'm saying. There should be room. You know what I'm saying? Like, Prince shouldn't be here. Prince has done everything. What I'm saying is I think Prince and Michael and all of them are well more rounded than just straight R&B. You know what I'm saying? Like Usher's majority of his catalog that has hit for everybody is R&B. Confessions is one of the greatest R&B albums in history. So yeah, that's my take on the whole thing. I know I saw people get mad at the, they weren't paying attention. They was like, Beyonce before Whitney? I'm like, Whitney didn't do all R&B. Whitney is more well-rounded. Beyonce's more well-rounded. That's why I don't think that they should have even been in this top 5 list. I would have been cool if they put them in the 20s. Only because they are the artists, to me, they are the GOATs. Those people that's in the top 5 are GOATs, and I'll slap it right here down, are GOATs. But there's a lot of GOATs up here. We got Otis Redding and none of them, you know what I'm saying? But GOATs. But how many people have dabbled in every genre and has been successful in every genre? This is what I'm saying to you. Beyonce is the first African American female to ever have a #1 country song by a female. Insanity. An album. This is what I'm trying to explain to people. She has also won countless of R&B Grammys and for pop vocal and for this and for that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said. They just more goated. So what I'm saying is not to be like mean. I'm actually praising them for being a little too more well-rounded, really, to just shape out that R&B artist of all time. It'd be a different conversation if we said vocal, right? Then the top 5 can be cool. Shift, Beyonce and Whitney and stuff like that. I'll still keep Beyonce in there where she is, bring Mariah down, and we cool. You know what I'm saying? You can still do that. Y'all talking about everything. So, like I said again, if we're going by y'all criteria, then the top 5 does make sense, 100%. But I think y'all should reword y'all shit, because just R&B artists of all time, that's not. It'll confuse a lot of people. Especially when you talk R&B and we think of the 90s, and first person that come to my head is Brandy, Monica, Mary, Faith Evans, Joe Odyssey, Drew Hill, Boyz II Men. Yeah, they come to my head first. Yeah, this is where I stand on that. Like I said before, the top 5 makes sense if you're going by that stupid criteria that they said, which doesn't align with just being the greatest R&B artist. That would make you being the greatest artist, right, of all time. And I've seen people get mad at Michael Jackson's spot. I said, Michael don't gotta have the best R&B, the greatest R&B #3. He's the greatest artist of all time for me, right? So, they can have the R&B stuff, but yeah, that's my take on it. So appreciate y'all.